Before Magic Kingdom became the most visited theme park in the world, it was just miles of swampland in Central Florida. But Walt Disney saw something no one else did, and quietly assembled thousands of acres through shell companies, secrecy, and vision. In this video, we reveal how Walt Disney strategically acquired over 27,000 acres, without overpaying or tipping off the market, and how this move became one of the greatest real estate plays in history. If you're a real estate investor or developer, this story isn't just about Disney. It's about what's possible when you think big, move smart, and play the long game. Let this be a blueprint for bold acquisition, visionary planning, and generational impact. How Walt Disney quietly bought more than 27,000 acres in Central Florida, a masterclass in stealth acquisition, political engineering, and long-range vision. I recently visited the Magic Kingdom in Orlando, Florida for the first time and could almost hear my old history teacher, Mr. Leonard Chill, recounting Walt Disney's legendary land grab. Below is a concise look at how that bold deal came together, and, more importantly, a few lessons you can apply to your own real estate investment journey. Why Walt looked to Florida. Lesson from Anaheim. After 1955, tiny parcels around Disneyland filled with neon motels and tourist traps Disney couldn't control. He vowed the next park would never be hemmed in. Climate and highways. Central Florida offered mild winters plus 2 new arteries, I-4 and the Florida Turnpike extension, perfect for year-round tourism. Bargain pricing, cattle ranchers and citrus heirs were unloading swamp and pasture for roughly $100, $200 per acre in the early 1960s. Key people behind the stealth plan, Walt and Roy Disney set the vision and a strict rule: average cost had to stay under $200 per acre. Robert Foster, the captain, scouted sites and penned contracts. Paul Helliwell, Miami attorney and ex-OSS, and Tom DeWolf, Orlando attorney, engineered the secrecy and closings. Why corporations, not LLCs, did the buying? Florida had no LLC statute until 1982, so Foster and Helliwell formed plain C corporations with bland names. Some of the shell companies: Compass East Corporation, Latin American Development and Management Corp., Tomahawk Properties Inc., Reedy Creek Ranch Inc., Bay Lake Estates Inc., I-4 Corporation, plus one parcel outfits like MT Lot Company, Ibicus Corp., and ZZ Service Company, MT Lot equals Empty Lot, Walt's Wink. Month-by-month highlights. February 1964, Compass East buys 700 acres at $182 per acre. Spring-summer 1964, Reedy Creek Ranch, Tomahawk, and Latin American snap up dozens of 50 to 200-acre tracts via rotating title offices. August 1964, Bay Lake Estates acquires lakefront for as little as $108 per acre. January-April 1965, I-4 secures I-4 frontage up to $300 per acre. May 1965, last holdouts go for approximately $1,200 per acre amid rumors. By June 1965, Disney controlled approximately 27,400 acres across 100-plus deeds, almost all under 200 acres, spending about $5 million. The leak and cleanup. In October 1965, Orlando Sentinel reporter Emily Bavar linked shell names to Disney. Prices spiked 5-10 times, but 95% of the footprint was already locked. During 1967 to 68, the shells merged into Compass East, renamed Walt Disney World Company. Titles were cross-quit claimed, and the single parcel core dissolved. Reedy Creek Improvement District in 1967. Disney lobbyists drafted a bill granting near-county powers, roads, utilities, bonds, zoning, over 43 square miles. Florida lawmakers approved it, creating RCID and the tiny cities of Bay Lake and Lake Buena Vista, populated mainly by Disney employees, so the company effectively governed itself. The result? 1971, Magic Kingdom opens on schedule with ample room to expand. Disney controls land the size of San Francisco under quasi-municipal autonomy. Average land cost stayed below $200 per acre, later sellers demanded thousands. RCID's freedom let Disney World grow to 4 parks, 30-plus resorts, and its own infrastructure grid. Developer takeaways and how Walt employed each one first. Silence saves money. Keep plans quiet. Disney used anonymous shells and delayed any public reveal until 95% of purchases were done, holding average cost under $200 per acre instead of $1,000 plus. Second, many small bites hide a big appetite. Break a mega assembly into countless modest closings. No deed topped 1,000 acres, most were under 200, making patterns invisible to sellers. Third, control the rule book early. Shape regulation before building. Disney wrote the law that formed RCID, granting powers equal to a county, including issuing tax-free bonds and self-permitting everything from roads to potentially a nuclear plant. Fourth, clean up the corporate skeletons. After buying, merge the maze of shells into one clean entity. Compass East became Walt Disney World Company, giving lenders clear titles and a single borrower. Quick checklist for modern developers. Stay off the radar until you secure the critical pieces. Use multiple entities and intermediaries for incremental buys. Lock in special districts, PUDs, or overlays before construction. Consolidate ownership into one clean entity before seeking institutional capital. Disney's Swamp to Kingdom saga shows that real estate empires are built as much in law offices and legislatures as on drafting tables, proving how patience, secrecy, and legislative foresight can turn $5 million of pasture into the world's premier vacation destination.